Well, the UK Community Renewal Fund, as you know, was announced by the United Kingdom in November last year as part of the spending review by the Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time. And they made available £220 million to the whole of the United Kingdom. And as a result of the efforts of our own unit here, formerly known as the EU Funding Unit, led by Charles Collinson, Gibraltar has been allocated £500,000 from that overall package which is available to the United Kingdom. So it'll very much reflect what EU funding used to do, and it's a transition from having EU funds to being outside the European Union and no longer having them. And it means that local businesses will be able to benefit in areas like skills, like training, like employment, like job creation, and enterprise generally. Obviously, that will be made public closer to the time, but at the moment the government is engaged with the UK government directly on these kind of issues.
Could we also be talking funding for things like heritage or cultural programmes?
The qualifying criteria seems to be different. You'll remember, for example, that the last batch of EU funding Gibraltar obtained for the period 2014 to 2020 was very much geared towards the environment and environmental projects and green projects and projects of that nature. I mean, the terms of this fund don't specifically exclude that, and they don't exclude heritage, but the emphasis is on training, on skills, and on employment and job creation.
At the end of last year, a UK Shared Prosperity Fund was mooted. Is this the same thing?
The Community Renewal Fund is a precursor to the Shared Prosperity Fund. I mean, this is, if you like, the transition, tying in, as I said, the departure from the European Union, the loss of EU funding, to the new position that we find ourselves today. So the one will come before the other one. The details of the Shared Prosperity Fund are not yet known. Neither is it known whether Gibraltar will be eligible for that fund or not.
Could we continue to be included in certain EU projects and programmes?
Well, Gibraltar benefited extensively from, for example, the European Social Fund, the European Regional Development Fund, but also from funds like Interreg. Interreg was specifically established and is established for between two areas. So a cross-border area where one part of the border is in the European Union and one part is not. So we used it, for example, to fund projects with Morocco, between Gibraltar and Morocco. So it's possible now we may be able to use funds like Interreg to fund projects between Gibraltar and southern Spain and use EU funding for that. But this is something which we need to look at going forward.